Have you ever wondered if you're really being guided on the right path by a higher power? Living in today's world can be overwhelming, to say the least. With so many options and perspectives, it's easy to get lost in the noise and question what's truly right. That's why seeking divine guidance and living a life of righteousness is more important than ever. It's about aligning ourselves with a higher power, trusting in its plan, and using our unique gifts to make a positive impact on the world around us. Righteousness isn't just about following rules or checking off a list of do's and don'ts. It's about cultivating a deep sense of compassion, empathy, and love for ourselves and others. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves, and when we do, we start to experience life on a whole new level. In a world that often celebrates selfishness and instant gratification, living a righteous life can be a radical act of defiance. It takes courage, conviction, and a willingness to go against the status quo. But I truly believe that the rewards are well worth it. Peace, joy, and a sense of purpose are just a few of the benefits that come from living a life guided by faith. Many of us struggle with the concept of divine guidance, wondering if we're truly being led on the right path. We might question whether we're doing enough, praying enough, or reading our Bibles enough. We might feel like we're stuck in a rut, unsure of how to break free and move forward. The doubts can creep in, whispering lies like, "You're not good enough," or "You're not worthy of God's guidance." We might feel like we're walking alone, without a clear direction or purpose. We might wonder if we're just making it all up as we go, without any real guidance from a higher power. We might feel like we're fighting an uphill battle, trying to live a life of righteousness in a world that often seems to be moving in the opposite direction. We might feel like we're the only ones who truly care about living a life of faith, and that can be a heavy burden to carry. We might struggle to balance our desire for control with our need to surrender to God's plan. We might struggle to trust that He has our best interests at heart, even when things don't make sense or don't go according to our plan. We might feel like we're constantly torn between two opposing forces, the desire to do what's right, and the temptation to give in to our own desires and impulses. We might feel like we're walking a tightrope, trying not to fall off into the abyss of sin and selfishness. The enemy loves to whisper lies and sow seeds of doubt in our minds, telling us that we're not worthy, that we're not enough, or that we're not doing enough. But the truth is, we are worthy, we are enough, and we are doing our best, and that's all God asks of us. Let's take a look at 7 Bible verses that offer powerful guidance on living a life of righteousness. In Psalm 23 verse 3, it says, "He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake." This verse reminds us that God is always with us, guiding us and refreshing our souls. In Psalm 32 verse 8, it says, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you." This verse reminds us that God is our ultimate counselor, always guiding us with love and care. In Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." This verse reminds us to trust in God's plan, even when we don't understand what's happening. In Isaiah 30 verse 21, it says, "Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" This verse reminds us that God is always speaking to us, guiding us and directing us on the right path. In John 7 verse 17, it says, "Anyone who chooses to do the will of God will find out whether my teaching comes from God or whether I speak on my own." This verse reminds us that when we choose to do God's will, we'll always know what's right and what's not. In Romans 8 verse 14, it says, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God." This verse reminds us that when we're led by the Spirit, we're exactly where we're meant to be, as children of God. Finally, in 2 Timothy 3 verses 16 to 17, it says, "All Scripture is God-breathed and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting and training in righteousness, so that the servant of God may be thoroughly equipped for every good work." This verse reminds us that the Bible is our ultimate guide, equipping us for every good work. I remember a powerful moment in my own life when I felt guided toward righteousness. I was at a crossroads, unsure of what to do next, but I felt a strong sense of peace and conviction that God was leading me in a specific direction. It was a moment of pure faith, trusting that God had my best interests at heart, even when I didn't understand what was happening. Looking back, I realized that it was a pivotal moment in my life, one that marked a significant shift in my faith and my understanding of God's guidance. It taught me to trust in His plan, even when things don't make sense, and to have faith that He's always guiding me toward righteousness. As we wrap up today's video, I want to leave you with a few key takeaways. First, living a life of righteousness is about aligning ourselves with God's plan, trusting in His guidance, and using our unique gifts to make a positive impact on the world. Second, seeking divine guidance is about cultivating a deep sense of faith, trust, and surrender to God's plan. It's about believing that He's always with us, guiding us and directing us on the right path. Finally, I want to encourage you to keep seeking, keep trusting, and keep surrendering to God's plan. Remember that righteousness isn't about being perfect, it's about being willing to grow, to learn, and to become the best version of yourself. Thanks for watching today's video. If you've got a story to share about a time when you felt guided toward righteousness, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more content on faith and personal growth, and I'll see you in the next video.